Welcome to episode 1, the first edition of All Things Toku. I am D.G.G.R, also known as Jasmine Raymond. I'm on Facebook Rangers, if you don't know me from there. If you're just tuning in otherwise, or if you've just found me. Today we're going to be talking about, more specifically, Kamen Rider Wizard. They're off to a great start. For 5 episodes we're on. I'm keeping track. I'm actually up to date. Can you believe it? And we're going to talk about the new Sentai series coming up after Gobusters. And Gobusters, personally, to me, hasn't caught my attention. And I haven't been very interested in following it. Let me know what you think in your comments. If you followed Gobusters, if you like it, if you don't, if you thought they could have done better. I think after Go-Kaiger, they set the bar pretty high. I think after that, I mean, where are you going to go? Where are you going to go from there? You've already gone so far. It begs the question of where they can go further, and I think that's the next Sentai season is definitely pushing it that far. Like, well, we've already done so much, let's kind of go back to the basics, which brings up the supposed dinosaur theme for the next season, which I'm very excited about. I think that's only been done well once or twice, maybe even just once in Super Sentai in the 35 years plus that it's been on, and I'm excited about that. I think it's a very good route to go. I think Zyuranger was what started Power Rangers. It's when we caught into it, and I think it could be a good overall. I think it's really good. It's good for Power Rangers. It's good for Super Sentai. I'm excited. Generally with Super Sentai, I found that you just can't go wrong. You can't. I haven't found a season that I don't like yet. Go-Onger was pretty silly. That had to be my least favorite. On the flip side, RPM had to be my absolute favorite for emotional realism and just how much more adult it was, which brings us to the first topic of what I'd like to discuss. Power Rangers, not so much versus Super Sentai, but the differences in each. How Super Sentai has been more gritty, more realistic. People have died. You see a lot of more injuries, and the first teams are generally, their mettle is very much tested, so to speak. Injuries, really hard fights that we don't get to see. And I'm looking forward to see the new team and how they function and how they do. MegaForce, I'm actually excited about. I think that they could give us a lot. But back to the topic at hand, realism. I think we had a great time with it for a while. I think we had this period in Power Rangers where we had a lot going on, and it was good, and it was gritty and real, and the seasons stretched out for as far as they could go. You saw a number of seasons more than what you usually would, near to 50. Of course, those being Lightspeed, Time Force, Lost Galaxy was another one in space. Those 4, you really did see a level of emotional realism that went so much farther. It was less kiddie, it was less childlike, it was more adult, it was more real, there were more injuries. I think that was a period especially where a lot of Red Rangers blew themselves up. You weren't really a Red back then if you didn't blow yourself up at least once. Leo, I think the Lost Galaxy Red, I think he did it the most. Especially in the final battle against Trakina, he gave the famous thumbs up at the end through a cracked helmet, and he's bleeding. And I think it's very real. It's very adult, but I think that's very awesome. I think, for everyone who's an adult fan, you grew up watching this, and then you grow up, and it's still going on. And most people, either they get out of it and get back in, like how I did, or they end up staying with it. And now that we're all grown up and we're all adults, we're left with this. And I know, me personally, I'm left wanting more adult content, more realism, more fighting. Not so much for the action and violence or whatnot, but there's nothing about a hard-fought battle that you really had to dig deep for. And the underdog story I'm especially fond of. Time Force, that was another really good one, another favorite of mine. the Quantum Ranger himself nearly died. His counterpart actually did. Spoilers. There you go. If you haven't watched Time Ranger, you really should. That was my first Sentai season. Believe it or not, it wasn't Deca Ranger. Gasp. Surprise. Horror. It wasn't. Deca Ranger was my third. And it wasn't my first. Aww. But Time Ranger was my first. And it was spectacular. It was spectacular. It was amazing. I tell people, if you watch soaps, if you watch dramas, if you're addicted to the drama and the plot twists and whatnot, there's a show that you wouldn't expect to find so much of that in, and that's Super Sentai, Kamen Rider, Power Rangers. People don't think, oh, it's a child's show. No, it really isn't. There's a lot more to it than that. And I think it takes more open-mindedness and maturity to enjoy Power Rangers, actually, than immaturity and being a child. It can be enjoyed for young ages, sure, but being an adult, you can look beyond that. You can laugh at it, you can say, oh, that's silly, but you can find more in it. And if you can't find more in it, then you're really missing out. Lightspeed, that's going to be a conversation that is going to be episode 2. We're going to talk more about Lightspeed. I think it was a very underrated season. And it was kind of controversial. I did some research about it, and it was very mixed reviews. A lot of people don't like it. I find that ridiculous. I thought it was one of the best Sentai. Well, Go-Go 5 was incredible. It was an all-family team. Lightspeed Rescue had the family element, but not so much with the whole team. But it was really good. I was really impressed with it, especially the climax. That's another thing to look forward to, so tune in, subscribe, favorite, like, all those things. We're going to talk more about climaxes. We're going to talk about the episode finales and really what stands out in my mind for those would be Lost Galaxy. That was another good one. We're going to get into that. And we have a lot of stuff planned. So if you're just joining in, this has just been the start of it. We're going to get more into Sentai here. We're going to talk about the new Sentai. Oh boy, I am excited. Like I said, the dinosaur range, the dinosaur theme again. I hope they don't look too much like the Zio Rangers, but I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a good bet. I think there can be never be too much dinosaurs. There can't be. Dinosaurs are awesome. I love dinosaurs. Rawr. I think that I think it's gonna be really good. I'm looking forward to it. Personally, Gobusters can just end. It was the first Sentai season that I never really got into. Anything that I start with Sentai, I'm hooked. That's it. Boku Ranger, that's one that I'm currently watching. I got hooked right away. That's like each episode feels like a movie. The special effects are incredible. That's a Sentai season to watch. So far, I'm already quite hooked on it. The Black Ranger reminds me a lot of Guy from Jetman. He's kind of like the loner, the outcast, the rebel without a cause. The guy who's going to be like, I'm not following the rules. I'm not going to do what you guys do. Just screw you guys. I'm going to do my own thing. But the Red Ranger, like in Jetman, just pulls him back in. Like, well, you're a part of this team now, whether you like it or not. And you're going to stick around. And I really like that. I thought that was great to see. So if you haven't watched Bokenger, you should. That's another one. And for all you Power Ranger fans, that's Operation Overdrive. That's their Sentai season, Bokenger. And I really like that. I do. I'm especially a big fan of the Yellow Ranger. I am hooked. I love her. Not as much as Jasmine. She's always going to be special. But yeah. That pretty much concludes this very short episode 1. It's more of an introductory episode, who I am, meeting you guys, and just to let you know that there's going to be more to come. There's going to be more to talk about. There's going to be more to, discuss. You're going to hear more of my opinions on stuff. You're also going to have toy reviews. This is basically like a prelude. A very long prelude. Toy reviews are next. I will review one toy, either from my collection, or somebody else's. Read details below for that. I'm doing a review exchange. If you want to hear me review something of yours, I will pay shipping. You send it out to me and I send it back to you. You get a shout out. And you also get to see it reviewed by me on the show. And then you'll get it back. That way I'm excited about that. It'll be more to experience, more outside my collection that I don't have, that I'll get to have the opportunity to review and get my hands on. So I'm excited about that. So if you want more details below, there's that. Also check out the Facebook page. Be sure to like it and send me a message. We have a little bit of a contest. Well, not so much a contest, but send your picture of your favorite Red Ranger. I'm curious. We're going to talk about the Reds next episode, the coming episodes, all that. Send me a picture of your favorite Red Ranger over Facebook. Like the page, post it on the wall, do something like that. I want to hear from you, and I will talk more about them. So I'm excited about that. More Sentai to come. Kamen Rider Wizard. Keep up on it. It is amazing. Links down below. More by request. We don't want to get people out there who would love to flag things. If you're more interested in seeing it, there'll be more information on the Facebook page. And I'll leave you with this dubstep awesome outro, and I will see you next time. We'll discuss Reds, we'll discuss Sentai, we'll discuss Kamen Rider. I have so much. Finales. It's going to be incredible. So hang on for a great ride. I'd also like to give a shout out to a great friend of mine. He's the only reason why I'm doing this. If I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I'm so sorry. But I believe his name is Jorge. Jorge Cavell. And if I'm sure I am saying that wrong, but he's the one who gave me the guts to do this. And I was on his show, Ranger Talk. The Facebook link is down there. If you want marketplace, people who are selling things, custom Ranger objects or whatnot, toys, all the latest news. They have a lot of special guests. Ron Wasserman was on the last episode. That was amazing to hear. And I got cosplay of the week. Yay! So if you want to listen to his podcast, tune in and see me every week. That would be fantastic. Give us both some support and love. I just wanted to give a shout out to him. So we're going to wrap this up. And this is the conclusion to the prelude. So I'm not calling this episode 1. Show me your favorite red. Post it on the wall. And this has been D.G.G.R. It's been good talking to you guys. I will see you next time. Deca out.